Hey, one review later, already back in the bedroom. Check that out. How's that about consistency? Huh? My face is overlit. I'm gonna go and fix that. Is that better? I think my face is less lit now. Okay, so my computer, fucked up hard drive. Okay, so I can't record this downstairs right now, which means we're stuck back up here. We're on a very shitty Chromebook, but it works. Audio, video, it works. So we're gonna be talking about Village of the Angels now. As a spoilers, I've seen the rest of Flux now, so I know how this is gonna go. So now that I know how this is gonna go, I can finally say with confidence all of this shit that I've been saying is right. Half of this shit never pays off, and and it never really comes together effectively. We start off like in that little I don't want to say it, for the entirety of all scenes set in Dr. Jericho's house. It's very nice set design. I really like the Edwardian England country house kind of feel, and with all like the little shit that he's got Claire hooked up to. It's very nice. Um, Claire, that woman from the first episode, which I've not rewatched since I reviewed it, so I don't remember her all too well, but she is there, and she's got an angel in her head. That's somehow the least fucked up part of the angel lore that happens here, because we actually know angels can do that. So they got something right, I guess. We get to the angel, right? The angel, the end of last episode, angel teleported into the TARDIS. By the way, we never figured out how it did that. The doctor said it was something like psychotemporal projection. It was really fucking stupid, and I hated it. It's just technobabble mumbo jumbo. It really does. It just gives the angels this overpowered ability, and never pays off. Like I would be fine. I'm fine with technobabble when it's explaining like some minor plot element, like in Star Trek when the shields are up. That means the ship's got shields now. It means that you're good. You're good to go. You can engage in a firefight and not worry about dying instantly. But like, I don't know what psychotemporal projection means. I can guess. I guess it's you using your brain power to project in the past or the future. And how that actually happens to the TARDIS, because like when the TARDIS is in the time vortex, it's not really like ever in a place. This is explained better in Classic Who and Big Finish than it is in New Who. But like the TARDIS doesn't really exist when it's in the time vortex. So like most things don't exist at one point in time. So Angel's in the TARDIS, and it pilots the TARDIS. I assume it has high Gallifreyan training, having being a weeping angel and all. So it pilots the TARDIS, and then we learn later that the angel wants the Doctor to be present for the events of the story. But immediately after piloting the TARDIS and landing it in this village, it just tries to kill them, and that's never rectified. That is I can't believe I'm saying this, but a weeping angel has a character inconsistency in this episode. It actually happens more times than once. You'd be surprised. We get outside. The Doctor wanders off without her companions, despite stating that the angel wants them here. So she's leaving them in clear danger. It never gets rectified. She just doesn't give a shit. She's just like, yeah, help them search for their kid. Nothing wrong will happen. Nothing bad. I'm gonna go do doctor stuff. It seems like something that I would be all right with the 7th Doctor or the 12th Doctor doing. But Jodie Whittaker, her one character trait is that she really likes her companions. Her single character trait that actually lines up with the rest of the Doctors. So I have to wonder, why? Later on, we learned that this old lady, Miss Haywood, is like a future version of Peggy, because Peggy, the little girl, got sent back in the past, and Miss Haywood is future Persian version. So the fact that Peggy can recognize Miss Haywood by sight shows that they've met at least from a distance before. I don't know about up close, maybe not. I'm confused about how this hasn't caused a paradox yet. That's beyond me. I'm sure that's just Chris Chibnall's writing being too smart for me to understand, because I'm really just so stupid that I cannot understand Chris Chibnall's big brain sci-fi writing. So that's on me. I'm sorry about that one, guys. I really like it when like Doctor shows her little psychic paper, and Jericho doesn't believe like the clearly outlandish lie that's on it. And I like it when like these gadgets, like the psychic paper and the sonic screwdriver, I like it when they aren't just get out of jail free cards, and you actually have to do more stuff. You know, that's a little thing that I liked in this. It didn't really have much of an impact on the episode, but it's there. I know that what holds an angel can become an angel from previous stories, and that's restated again here. But I thought this was applied to shit like that literally holds their image. Because like when Amy's staring at the CCTV footage, it's like the image, the camera's looking at the angel. So there's an angel there to be copied into the real world. When an angel starts coming from the drawing, I get the feeling that Moffat just doesn't know what the fuck is happening. Because, like, if you could just draw a weeping angel or something that vaguely looks like a weeping angel and it turns into a weeping angel, I feel like that's a bit fucking stupid. You know, not only does it kind of, like, make weeping angels a little less special, I think, but, like, how is this not a more common problem? Kids draw angels all the time. I draw an angel on a Christmas tree when I'm a little guy, when I'm a wee lad. I do that. I could maybe my weeping angel. Christian was right in my life. He doesn't understand how angels work. I could have been dead, gone. Maybe things would have been turned out better. Maybe this wouldn't have happened. So the fact that this search party for Peggy hasn't checked out places that she frequented is like frankly fucking baffling to me. Because like that's the first thing you do is like if you're looking for a little kid, you would check like their favorite places to play, their favorite like just places around the town is where you'd look for them first to start looking. So nobody else in this town besides Yaz and Dan. I almost called him Graham because they look a lot alike to my little brain. Yaz and Dan are the only two people that decided to look where this kid frequented. That's just stupid. That's stupid. Other people would have done that, okay? And of course, just like everyone else in Angel stories, Yaz and Dan don't think of the idea to alternate their blinking and obviously end up getting fucking yoinked. This is why I hate Angel stories. The only good one was Blink. Because if you got two people, Angel's fucked. Two people, one angel, it's fucked. Hey, John, I'm about to blink. Keep your eyes open. Blink. Oh, boy. Look, we can just back away now. Fuck you, Angel. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know why people love the Angels so much. They're so easily defeated. They're actually one of my least, like, I think the Angels are overrated as shit. I liked them in Blink. I'll be the first person to say that. I did like the Angels in Blink. I even maybe liked them in Flesh and Stone a little bit. Like, at least the first part of that story. I liked them. But I think they're really oversaturated, and we've been everywhere with them. Like, I don't think the angel concept can be explored any better than it was in Blink. It's just, at this point, impossible. The angels, they have magic powers now, so, like, they can disrupt lights. I don't know if that's been previously established. The angels fucking with lights when they're in the area. Maybe it has. Maybe I remember something like that from Blink when I watched it, like, a year ago when I was rewatching all of Doctor Who. But, like, that's just one of the strange magical powers that angels have in this story that is like that just get worse and worse throughout the episode. So, Belle's in this episode as well, and she makes it to one of the last remaining planets after the Flux, which has become like a gathering space for all these people. And she learns that Azure and Passenger are harvesting people, and she somehow knows what Passenger is. She knows what Passenger is, and nobody else does. And nobody else does. And you know how she knows? You know how Belle knows who Passengers is? She just heard about Passengers on her last mission that she did. Well, that's fucking convenient. I'm glad you didn't skip work that day, Belle, because then you wouldn't have the knowledge vital for your survival in this episode. Does everyone just know what fucking Passengers are? Why does nobody on the planet know what Passengers are? If Belle does, if Belle knows what a passenger is, everyone can know. There's like a little throwaway line about how that planet as well is like a third of a moon, a quarter of a sun, like half a planet, which is kind of like Douglas Adams-y sci-fi. I kind of like that, but I'm also kind of just like going to be a little bit of an asshole here and say that like a moon literally needs to orbit something. So like you can't be like a third of a moon, really. That's not how that works. Gotcha, got him. I got you. That line, that's what takes down Chris Chibnall. That's what ends. That's what ended it all. That's why he's leaving now. Is because he knows people were gonna find out about that. He had to get out, get out of there. Okay, so when Angel moves, when Jericho turns his back to it, despite the fact that the Doctor is still looking through the door at all of the angels out there, the camera work in that shot was pretty cool. Like how it was kind of one shot and it bounced between them. But like the Doctor was looking at the angels, you know, through the wide ass doorway with glass. It's really fucking stupid. Oh, and the sonic screwdriver finally gets used to lock doors. And then later in the episode, she stops using it to lock doors. That would be a lot easier to lock if she just used her sonic screwdriver. I'll get to that later. So the angel rings the doorbell, literally just for comedic effects, by the way. Just like, hey, aren't we goofy? We're quirky angels. Oh, I don't think it had any reason to be in the story. Maybe that's just me being a Debbie Downer, though. I like comedic relief when it's funny. But the angel thing was like just bordering on a cutaway joke almost. Bordering on another cutaway gag, which Chris Chibnall's done before. And I do like that for the segments that take place in Jericho's house, it's very much like a base under siege story. And I even like some of the ways in which they defend themselves from the angels as well. It just reminds me a little bit of like 60s Trout and Who. And I kind of miss that. I kind of miss base under siege stories being a regular thing. Because in many ways, I think they're the most like fun, compact little stories that you can have. Jazz and Dan are miraculously sent back in time to the exact same millisecond, despite not being part of the Angels' plans. Does Chibnall not understand that angels send people back in time to feed on the rest of their life energy? So they send them back in time to the exact like moments they have left, essentially. Like the moments where like they can just live out the rest of their days back in time. That's how angels work. That's how they feed. You know? Or maybe Yaz and Dan are just going to die like at the exact same time 60 years down the line, which would be another great coincidence to tack onto the building list of Flux. Peggy's actress is very one note, I think. And I know dragging child actors old hat, but it's a technical flaw that I think needs to be brought up. And speaking of Peggy, like we're in 1901 now. And the angels are talking to her. Cool. And we learn that they're doing something called like a quantum extraction. All just to get like that one angel and the Doctor, which I think might be a little bit of overkill, but I don't know. I'm not one to judge the division because, by the way, we learned these angels are working for the division. Did you think that angels were just like cosmic monsters that were out for their own goals? Nah, division's got them. Oh, you remember that lore about like Time Lords and angels, like going to war or whatever? You remember that? Vision actually has them on the team. They're on the payroll. So Peggy's aunt and uncle are the only two people from 1967 who get sent back to 1901, other than Jericho, that the 1901 crew ever meet, I should say, which is pretty convenient. And we also learned that the angels don't have to move to get you, which contradicts the original idea that when they're observed, they're just stone. Because like these characters touch the angel when they're looking at it. And the way angels have always been done is when you're looking at them, they are stone. They can't do shit to you. But when you blink or when you look away, that's when they move really fucking fast. That's when they get you. So the fact that you can touch one and it sends you back contradicts what we already know about the angels. Oh yeah, the Doctor makes the stupid fucking decision to watch the angels on a TV that shows footage of the hallway through sonic magic, of course, so that they can keep the angels there by watching them, even though in the time that it took to set all that shit up, I figured the angels would already be in the basement because they move at the speed of fucking light when you aren't looking at them. Okay, that's one point. And the second point is, Doctor must know how fucking stupid this is, because they could just watch the angels when they break into the basement, rather than risk creating new ones, which is literally done later in the episode, because she sets up this security camera Five Nights at Freddy's system. It's a bad idea. So the drawing. So remember the drawing of the angel. The Doctor tore it apart earlier, and the angels used their angel magic to piece it back together. They piece it back together with psychic energy or whatever. Remember when these monsters were simple, like, oh, blink and they move? Now they can just do whatever the fuck they want. Because, by the way, she finally makes a smart decision by throwing that into the fire, but the angel gets made of fire. And I don't even know how that's wrong, but I know it is. I know that's not how this should work. That's really stupid. That is like, if you have a drawing of an angel, for example, like this, it doesn't turn into a paper angel when it's real. So if you light that fucking paper on fire, it shouldn't become a fire angel. It doesn't make sense. And the doctor rags the scientist, Jericho, for wanting to understand things, despite the fact that the doctor is a scientist who wants to understand things. I think New Who forgets this a lot. The doctor's a scientist. They're not just some fucking freeloader. They have a scientific, analytical mind, you know? But New Who really just likes making the doctor look dumb to make us feel better. Right? So Claire's turning to the stone because the angel inside of her. So the doctor does the whole like contact note, and as a side thing, I really like that they're bringing contact back. I thought it was just a Time Lord thing, though. I don't know why she says contact with the human. That doesn't make sense, because to me, it's always like two Time Lords say contact, and that's how they psycho link together. It's really weird that she can do that with a human, or that she has to say contact, do it with a human. That's kind of wacky. When the angel's hiding there, it was once a member of the division, knows nothing about the doctor and the other angels who are in the division, and they want to capture it and the doctor. And the angels use their angel magic to speak through the TV in Jericho's voice, and to make his psychic reading machine record the pattern of an angel, which doesn't ever do anything, by the way. Like it records the pattern of an angel in their brainwaves, but that angel never turns into anything. It was literally just for fucking laughs, I guess. So Belle and this other guy are there. Oh, my button just can't move. And a passenger lets out this like transportation field that takes the rest of the crowd, but they just duck down and it goes over them, which is really silly. It's just silly that's, if you were just lying on the ground, this thing would miss you by a couple inches. I think that's really fucking stupid. It should be like a dome, right? All of the scenery in this scene is really bad. Like, you can tell when Azure is up there talking, she's on just a really bad green screen, or just in front of it. And like the entire set of this world and all of like the weird CG they've got going on, it looks very cheap as opposed to the other two seasons in Chibnall's era. You can tell they did not want to fund him after he fucked things up the first two times. Azure just decides to leave Belle and that other guy, despite seeing that Belle is at least skeptical of what the Ravagers are doing. So she knows that she could just touch Belle and kill her, but she just doesn't do that. Yaz fucking cries at seeing the aunt and uncle die, despite being used to space adventure stuff, and Peggy doesn't even flinch. Like, her uncle being rude to her isn't much of an excuse to that, as it's implied her aunt really cared about her. So that's weird fucking writing, I think, that this little girl doesn't even care about her aunt and uncle being disintegrated in front of her. It's quite convenient that we're seeing all of this division shit crop up in Series 13. Almost like it's a huge fucking retcon that Chibnall is trying to compensate for. I just wanted to bring that up real quick, because the division never existed ever before. It's only existed in these 3 seasons because Chibnall wanted to write sci-fi. He didn't want to write Doctor Who. That's my theory. I don't think he gives a shit about Doctor Who. He just wanted to write his own sci-fi adventures, and he used Doctor Who. He ruined fucking Doctor Who. I wouldn't say ruined, because we've still got Big Finish and shit, but he ruined the show for a couple laughs so he could have his sci-fi epic. So Jericho doesn't know about the tunnel leading from his fucking basement, despite it being on a goddamn floor pan that is exposed that he can just look at anytime. Doctor reverses the polarity of the neutron flow on that psychic reading machine to give the angels a headache with her sonic screwdriver, which I don't even know if that's even possible. Does that thing even have neutrons in it? Well, I don't know about that one, Chief. But she proceeds to not use the sonic screwdriver to lock the tunnel door. So she's fumbling with all the locks when she gets... It's just a stupid way to add drama, to separate her from Claire and Guy, Jericho. Which I agree with the sonic screwdriver being used less. But like, if it's a tool that's available, and the character's not using it, then that's stupid. The only way to solve this sonic screwdriver mess right now is to destroy it, like it was destroyed back in Peter Davison's era. That was like the one good thing Peter Davison's era did, was destroy that fucking screwdriver. The Angels have been in this town for a long fucking time, and they've got themselves in the walls, or whatever, I think, is what we're going with there. And the 1901 gang get to the border between 1901 and 1967, where they meet future Peggy, who gives them exposition. And as a side tangent, the actress, I figured out while writing this, the actress who plays Peggy is named Peggy, which is, I think that's just funny that they needed to do that, probably just to make directing her like just that little bit easier, because she's like not a good child actress. No ragging her. I bet Peggy's gonna grow up to be an amazing fucking actress one day. I feel bad for her that she's in this show. If I was in this show when I was a kid, I wouldn't really be motivated to do all that much either. So I do hope she has a good acting career going forward, but it's not here, Chief. It's not here. All of the angels are constantly looking at each other, but they continue to move even after the doctor points out that if they're looking at each other, they can't move, which is stupid as shit. Because like she literally points it out in the episode. It's like, if the angels are looking at each other, they can't move. And then that rule just gets disregarded seconds later. So Jericho's taken by the angels, and magically he's teleported right next to fucking Peggy, Yaz, and Dan. Just right next to him, despite the fact that that's not where he would be spatially. So instead of taking the doctor when it would be easiest to do so, they wait for Claire's angel to give her the explanation as to why they aren't taking it instead. Really, they got to have their villain monologue in there. The Weeping Angels. They've always been about monologuing, right? And the angels, they turn the doctor into an angel. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, dude. I actually do kind of like the effect they used for that. They did that. Vinner stumbles on the planet the Bell found after presumably a long time searching by the fact that it was one of the first places he stopped. It was one of the last places he stopped. Whatever. Guy leads him to a message that very fortunately cuts out right before she tells Vinder her next heading. What a masterpiece. What a masterpiece. I love Flux. It's my favorite. I hope you guys love Flux as much as I do. And I'll be seeing you in the next one. We'll talk about it again.